In last week's video, I was talking about this wonderful river that was following us at ground level on our trip to Banff when we were headed to Radium Hot Springs, just on the edge of British Columbia. And I was mentioning that it gave me this sense that it was like a visual of something I have felt, and I have felt it more so recently than ever, that there is a loving energy that is working on our behalf, that is orchestrating for us, for our highest good in every moment. And I wanted to expand on this notion a little bit because I kept thinking about the video, and like the river was such a great visual of being loved, but I want to dive into the science of it a little bit today. Now, I'm not going to get complicated with the science, only because sometimes I think the more detailed we get, well, just the longer the video will be. And I really like teaching people what I know in an easy to pass on form, right? So what could this energy be that's loving us, guiding us, orchestrating for us? What is it? I mean, for sure, it's God, it's the universe, it's source, whatever you want to call it. It's a very powerful energy, very strong, very capable of orchestrating on our behalf without us even knowing, and setting it up for us right in front of us. But if we dip into the science a little bit, I want to quickly talk about the microcosm of life. And I don't mean just life on planet Earth, life, and then more of a macrocosm, because we find what I'm talking about in both examples. So basic elements of life are atoms, right? And we all learned about this. I think we all had to take at least grade 9 science, or even we might have learned about it in elementary school if you didn't go to high school. The periodic table, right? So it has all the basic elements, which is actually all the basic elements. Like, for example, oxygen, an oxygen atom. So in the atom, there's a nucleus, just a center of this atom on a microscopic minutia level. And then there's electrons around the outside of the atom. So if we look at the space that's between the middle of the atom and the electrons circling the atom, there's a lot of space there, actually. And even though our world has manifested into physical form, I'm sitting in this chair, the basic structure of everything that we're looking at and observing has a lot of space in it on a molecular level. So remember that, a lot of space. Now we're going to outer space. And, you know, I keep thinking about the Artemis 2 mission around the dark side of the moon and how freaking fantastic that was. And they were just traveling away from Earth to the dark side of the moon. I think a lot of my life, true confessions, I know that Earth is in the Milky Way the Milky Way galaxy. And I've always just thought of all the planets around Earth orbiting in the Milky Way galaxy. And that's as far as my brain has taken it. But I read a book just before Christmas. I think it's called Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. And it was incredible. It blew my mind. And so it helped me remember or realize that the Milky Way is just one galaxy with multiple galaxies, and that there's actually not just a universe, but a multiverse. What? So multiple universes with multiple galaxies within every universe, and then multiple universes. So can you imagine how much space is there on like a macrocosm big level compared to the atom and the space? Everywhere we go, everywhere we are, everywhere we're not, there's a lot of space. That's partially why I called the third book in the Stopping to Smell the Flowers trilogy, The Space in Between. Because in that space, I believe that loving entity is there. I believe the orchestration happens within that space, and then it manifests in physical form in front of us. What else did I want to say about that? Oh, one more thing back to the microcosm of the atom. Let's say we're talking about the oxygen atom. It's got that center. It's got the electrons traveling around it. When an electron gets excited, and it can get excited by a photon of light, it jumps a level. But during the jump, we can't see the electron with whatever tools we can use to see electrons. The electron disappears from the jump from where it was to where it's going. And scientists call this, while it disappears, it's in the quantum. It's in the space in between. And perhaps the space in between is where all possibilities lie. And within those possibilities, something loving is orchestrating for us. If you don't have the third in the Stopping to Smell the Flowers series, get it. Of course, I'm biased. I want you to buy it. I want you to read it. I want you to read that book and go, oh my goodness. I talk a lot about communication from the other side. I wrote a lot of the stories during and after my mom's transition and her passing. I like to say transition because we're never done. It's never over. It changes form. We change form, but we're never done. What a wonderful thing to celebrate. Not just that this loving presence is orchestrating for us, but we're never done. Doesn't that kind of take the pressure off? If we're never done, what would you really like to do today? Go do it. Go buy Stopping to Smell the Flowers, The Space in Between. Buy it for a friend. Write a review on Amazon or Indigo or on my website, wherever you want. Stopping to smelltheflowers.com. Like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, Healing and Manifesting in the Hut. Our life's an oyster. We can orchestrate with this powerful force.